No.
Okay.
Oh, I just got a little,
Me too. The first time I ever got that
notification.
message.
Yeah,
That's never happened.
It's
Yeah.
a new Zoom feature so that you know you're being recorded.
it's very good. Nice. Okay. So Marlene, you got everybody who's here? You're doing the minutes, Marlene?
Ish.
Where is she?
Did we lose her?
We lost her.
Marlene's not on.
No, we don't have a quorum.
We don't have a quorum.
Um,
Anybody have her number?
no, I don't.
Nora, could you call her? Do you have her number?
I can look it up. Hold on. I'm just.
She can get on somebody else's speakerphone. I could get quorum again, except she's taking the minutes.
So my husband Steve and I had a grand old time pruning trees on Sunday morning, really early.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
beautiful work.
Check out Palmer Avenue now. Yeah.
I will. Every time I've driven down it, it just made me feel bad. But
well, I should say check it out on the westbound side. We haven't done eastbound. That'll hopefully be next. Oh, somebody just connected. There's another chat. Sorry, I am no longer a panelist, she wrote. That's from Marlene.
I just made her a panelist.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Hi.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
Where are you?
Here.
This is too.
Okay.
Oh, I hear Sean too.
Okay.
Hey,
And
Sean.
here.
Marlene,
Sean
can
is
you
here.
take minutes now? We'll start the
Yes.
meeting. Okay, it's 7:42. And Bev, can you read out loud the agenda since I can't look at it while
The
I'm
first
showing-
item is approval of last month's minutes. Does everybody got copies? Do you have any more
Yes.
changes? Anyone?
No.
I submitted some changes. I see one was done. Okay. Looks good.
Okay. And Sean says it's okay with him.
I agree.
Okay, so motion to approve the minutes?
I make
Motion
a
to
motion.
approve.
Okay, I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Hi.
All in favor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next we're going to go to comments from residents, and we don't have anyone here, so we will move on to correspondence. The first attachment was an email that Gail received from someone who attended the guided tree walk and saying that was an excellent event. The recording is right in the middle of what I'm looking at. Okay. And
Oh, how's that?
it's okay, I've got it. And that's always nice to have, and also compliments to Jocelyn. Or Jocelyn wanted to take the tail again. Anyway, it's always nice when people, everyone there was clearly completely engrossed by it, but it's always nice when someone takes the time to tell us.
Yeah.
It was an outstanding walk, geared for adults of all varying interests and knowledge about trees, and it was just excellent. Jocelyn's just an incredible educator. And
Yeah, she did a great
for the
job.
record, she's with the Sheldrake Environmental Center.
Next correspondence.
Oh, I'm sorry. One more thing about this is that Shilling did half of the walk, and everybody really was saying they wanted to learn about the rest of it, because there were a whole bunch of species that we didn't get to see. We walked about maybe 50 feet, maybe.
I know, no more.
And saw so much. So perhaps we could do, I don't know what, another one fall follow-up.
Definitely fall. And if she has the emails of the people who attended, or someone has them, we could among other things, send them specifically to those people in addition to all the other noticing.
That would be great. Marlene, could you make a mention in the minutes, that I will reach out to Jocelyn regarding
Sure.
that, a fall walk, and also getting,
Yeah. That can actually go
of the
later. We won't have to talk about the tree walk later, but that can, as opposed to being under correspondence, that should
oh,
go.
okay, I'm sorry.
So the next correspondence is from resident at 130 Beach, which is an email reporting the removal of 3 village trees by a developer and lack of oversight by the tree committee. That had already been, we'd already been told about that by, and it's reported under violations. So I think a violation's been issued, but we'll get to that later. Next item is correspondence from the resident at 130 Beach, an email reporting the removal of a mature oak at the corner of Andrews Street and Mamaroneck Avenue, and complaining of the laxness of the village and the tree committee. Attachment 4 below shows that that had already been addressed also, and there's an explanation of what happened. And 130 Beach is the next attachment regarding the trees that were planted this spring and how small they are. I don't know that that's addressed below. The answer is that they were bare root trees, which are always much smaller than trees that are planted bald and burlapped. So that's the correspondence that we've received.
There is another mention in that letter of showing mechanical damage at the trunk flare. And
Oh,
there's,
that's true. There was one, and that was
Yeah.
unfortunate, although it was nearly healed, but that is true. They should have been inspected and they weren't.
yeah, that tree, I'm not real happy with that tree after seeing that photo, because that can grow and end up being sort of like a hollow tree, or it depends how it's going to develop.
Mm.
It's not
Yeah,
a good
although
thing
it
to get a
Was
tree
this
like
also
that.
from Stuart? I can't see.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Can I ask which vendor's contract is he talking about? Doesn't it change periodically? I mean,
It
is he
does.
talking?
But the bare root trees we got, I'm not sure we've used that vendor before. We were looking specifically for bare root trees because we were planting in very narrow planting.
Yeah,
And it may have been a new vendor. I don't know. I never see the contract, so I don't know.
I think, should we find out if it's possible to replace that tree, for the vendor to replace it?
If there's a, I don't know about the terms of the contract. I don't know if they have replacement clauses.
Yeah, can we check with Jerry
Okay,
on that with an email?
okay.
I mean, if it was my home and I ordered a tree, I wouldn't really accept a tree like that,
Yeah,
honestly. It's just, it may or may not be a huge problem down the road for that tree.
okay, okay. Okay, old business.
Oh, wait. Where's, I have
You
attachment
attached
5. I don't
six,
see an
but-
attachment 6 or 7. Are they? Oh, here's a 7. Is there an attachment 6, Bev?
There should have been. I mean, I made sure they all went out. I'll tell you what attachment 6 is. It was
Okay.
an email from Marlene about a tree needing pruning.
That
on
was
it.
by the Rushmore Cemetery.
Yeah,
Oh, yes, I sent a photo of that too this weekend.
yeah. Who did you send it to?
I think I sent it to Jerry. It's leaning, is it the one leaning way over towards Palmer Avenue, Marlene?
No,
No, this is one that needs pruning on the lower limbs.
Wait, what cemetery?
The
oh,
Rushmore,
the really old
Oh.
cemetery by
Oh, I'm sorry.
Rushmore? By
This
the
is
park?
cemetery on Palmer.
No,
There's a
no, no,
tree
no,
on
no.
the cemetery property. It's already been pruned to remove a very large branch because it's on an angle, like that. However, it looks like it's coming down lower and lower. You can see the tree was growing on an angle because the root flare is like a lot thicker on the downhill side, but I'm still concerned. It's a huge tree and it's really, it's not a great angle. That's the cemetery that was restored.
yeah.
Okay,
Anyway, this is a different one.
okay.
So I realize I should send both of these
All I have is 220s and
oh,
Bev, did you send maybe an attachment with a different email, like separately, or were
they were all, they
No.
were all the same
Okay,
one.
okay.
On the same one. And attachment 7, which I believe you did find there, is that there wasn't a large limb dropped from one of the oaks that we were standing near at the tree walk. And I am sorry to hear that oaks do this.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful oak. I hope it's sound. I don't, Jerry was looking into it. He had been, Frank Budding had already seen it and they were going to be in touch with each other. I don't know what has come of that. But my other question is, that they need to now prune the broken limb from the trunk of the tree.
Is that the break right there at the
Yeah.
top?
Yeah, I think. I mean, looks like it. That's the side of it, so I'm sure that is.
Yeah, that's exactly where we were all standing.
Yeah.
Geesh, wow.
Okay,
Crazy.
Okay,
we were lucky.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
sure were.
Trees for removal, I actually haven't, these are from last month and I have not gone back to see if they were there. There are no attachments for these. One is the Harbor Island Park. There is the healthy evergreen with a Bradford pear growing inside it, which needs to come out. One is Florence Park. There was a tree that had some caution tape that Sean and I actually discovered, had caution tape around it. Tony had looked at it and thought it needed to come out. Jeff, though, said that he had put the tape there and that he thought the tree was healthy, just needed to be pruned. So again, I don't know the outcome of any of these. I apologize, but I haven't had time to do that. And the third one is, I think Jeff is the one to ask about it though, since it's a park. I'll ask him what happened. And the third one is one
Jeff
of you,
who? Jeff who, Beth?
Jeff On, AHNE. He's the
Thanks.
new supervisor of parks.
Great.
Foreman, I guess is his title. And then the last one, maybe from you, Gail, it was for a couple months ago, 175 Rockland Avenue. On the, I guess that's a WJC. There are 2 dead trees on the Palmer Avenue side. Were they still there when you were pruning?
You know what? I think they were late leafers, late bloomers. I
Oh.
think they may have leafed
That's
out.
cool.
Yeah,
Thank goodness I didn't follow up.
yeah, I think. I'll double check, but I was looking and I didn't.
I'm pretty
see
sure
them,
you
but-
would know. Yeah, knowing
Well,
you,
it's when I'm driving and I'm a little distracted, I'm not
but
totally.
you were
focused on the
pruning there.
trees.
You were pruning there.
But yeah, next time I prune, we're gonna be on that side of Palmer, start like
Okay.
from Rockland to Fenimore, so I'll know.
Great. So take a
check
look
it out.
before I ask anyone to remove them.
Yes,
Okay. Okay, now here under violations, the explanation for the 3 Village of Amerenik trees removed by the developer is they were removed without planning board approval. And the village manager is investigating what sort of penalties, it was a developer, what sort of penalties can be involved. I don't know what he has come up with, but it was a shock to everyone.
these are village trees.
These are village trees, and that's exactly where the developer wanted to put his driveway, curb cut. Which
Really?
now he doesn't have trees in the way. I mean, I wish these people could lose licenses or something when they do this.
Mhm. Yeah, that's just destroying property. right?
Yeah.
Village
Yeah.
property.
And it was done, I mean, it was done knowingly because he was supposed to go before the planning board and he did this before he went to the planning board.
Mm.
Once the tree is gone, the tree is gone. But that had already been addressed. And then There was also a violation on Mamaroneck Avenue, 265, which is it Mr. Chen? It's a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
String lights, a violation was issued because although the, I don't know whether the tenants or the property owners were told that they could drape lights, but they could not attach them to the trees. And yet there was a photograph showing that a screw had been put into a village tree and the lights were attached to that. So a violation has been issued for that.
The
And that-
last I
that was
saw,
attachment eight.
last weekend, the lights were still up.
Okay, well, the attachment 8 is the violation. I don't know.
8,
Yeah, I don't know what the date on that is.
May 13.
Okay. Thursday. Well, what's today? The 25th?
Yeah.
No, it was a week and a half ago. Oh, no, that's the one from Kathy. That's from the planning board.
Yeah.
That's attachment 8. That's all I've got.
Oh, okay. There should have been, I sent the wrong one. Or I got my numbers
Oh,
wrong.
here we go. Number 9.
Oh, we're gonna have problem the whole way through, I think.
Okay. Mr. Chen, this was sent May 6th.
Okay, so then, I don't know, the lights are still there, but I don't know quite how violations are handled. Do you know, Nora?
Yeah, I mean, so, I mean, I can't say I know completely, but what happens is a violation would be issued to the property owner, and the property owner would have a period of time to cure it or go to court.
Okay. Okay. so-
It says we have a violator on the string light rule to not hang from a village tree. They were hanging as of this past weekend.
Okay, I don't know what the period of time is, and I don't know
Yeah.
what the follow-up is, but I guess we can ask about follow-up.
Mm-hmm.
There's a picture of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The screw is like right there.
yeah. Okay, so that's 9.
That was
Okay.
9.
Okay, the numbers on the agenda are going to be slightly off because I had to keep
Okay.
reading.
I could also read the subjects when I hovered.
No, I think the attachments are right. It's the printed agenda that's wrong.
Mhm.
Okay, under new business, new tree.
All right.
In addition to the 21 bare root trees that we purchased and planted a couple of months ago, two things happened. One is that Larchmont Nurseries donated some trees to the village. And second is, as Sean had told us several times, Mangones had some trees of ours that they'd been keeping for several years. Apparently they'd probably been declined by property owners, and they'd been at Mangones for a while. And the message came to us through Sean that they were there. So they've been retrieved and planted, or will be planted. And I don't know whether we also got donations from Mangones or not, but between the two nurseries, we have 15 trees that needed locations. And I sent the locations to Jeff, and I expect that he will be in between putting up the gator bags and filling the gator bags and mowing the lawn and all the other things they have to do now. He will be planting those 15 trees. So
I have a comment about the gator bags, but
well,
let me
that's
know when it's appropriate.
it's next, gator bags.
So I emailed Jeff to ask him, is there a timeline, a schedule?
Yeah, did he send it? He sent it to everybody.
Oh, he did. Okay, great.
Attachment 10, you can open it.
They never
Ah.
look full to me when I pass them by. They always look like there's no water.
Well, I mean, they
He
have.
said that there's
well,
he said there's a problem with the sprinkler at Harbor Island Park for the plantings, the flower beds. And
Hmm.
that's taking time or whatever, or water or something. And, that's like another need. And that's why they're not getting to all the trees.
What the water, well, they're getting to them, but they're getting to them slowly.
Slowly, yeah. None of the
Uh,
bags on Palmer
what they're
Avenue
doing-
have water.
This is the schedule. Oh, those are the new trees that were planted. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm off on the numbering again. Gator bag schedule should be 10. Was that 10?
It's 11.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
easier for me if you just give me the title. I could just find the
Okay.
title.
Gator bags. Or watering program. The way he does it is that he has to water the last 2 years of trees that have been planted and apparently the village flower beds and hanging pots. So
Mm.
because he starts at the top of the list and he goes, and the truck goes down and does the watering. And then when he finishes, he goes back to the top of the list and he'll just do that.
Okay,
And so if he has to slow down someplace, as apparently he did, that will delay them all. I do know that the tree next to me, which is a year old now, has been filled in the last day or two. So,
oh, that's great.
The one they planted by my house was never given a bag.
oh, well, you should let him know, because I know that the ones that were planted on this spring at the corner house. Anyway, there were 3 trees planted. There were bare root, and I can't remember the street number, the street name, but
The trees at Palmer Court, the tree at Palmer Court has a bag now. I haven't,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I was walking home and I went down. It's not Brook Street. It might be Brook Street. It is Brook Street. 626 Brook Street has 3 new trees, and I saw that none of those had bags. So I emailed him on a Saturday. He replied on Saturday and said they would go up Monday, which was yesterday. I haven't
Great.
checked. So if you email him that there's a bag missing, Marlene, that should
Mhm.
do it. He's very-
Okay. Email Jeff?
Jeff, yeah, Jeff.
Okay.
Jeff on.
The next item does not have an attachment. This is, the Westchester County trees that Latimer said they would be interested in planting on.
It's hard to hear you. Can, somebody's got noise in the background. Could you mute while Bev is speaking, please?
And I'll try to stay closer to my speaker. I tend to look around the room. Okay. Last fall, Jerry and I identified what we thought was a great location near the water treatment plant, which would be beyond the arborvitae, which is screening it, and would create shade for, the people who are watching games and things in the park. And then we needed, remember this whole business about needing the map of the underground architecture?
Yeah.
Not getting it. Well, I finally wrote to the county and got an immediate response. And he wanted to know the location, the exact location of where we wanted to put them. So I went over with my tape measure and my graph paper and I drew a map. This was about a month ago. So all winter has passed. And sent it to Jerry and wanted him to sign off on it before I sent it to Westchester County. And he said, oh, that's where the dog park is going. So he was going to take a look and see if he could incorporate trees into the dog park design. And we've corresponded on it. He was about to go over there the following day, but I have not heard anymore. So that's the Westchester County tree situation. I didn't attach the map because I don't know that it means anything anymore. As someone who doesn't own a dog, I like trees, but maybe we'll get both. Metro North tree replacement. Now I've got attachment 10, but you must have something there. It should be like 12 maybe, or no. What? No, keep going. Metro North, let's look at that. This was a real astonishment. Metro North is suddenly interested, if the village, it sounds as if they're interested in letting the village plant on Bishop. There's progress. And Jerry has offered to come up with something that will not interfere with their wires. So there may actually be hope for the future that something will happen in the next few months.
That would be great.
It would be wonderful. Okay, the situation with the tree inventory, again, no attachment. There was a flurry of excitement because I saw Sarah Robertson, And she said that she thought her son who worked on the trees as a high school senior and is now in college studying environmental administration or science, something in the field. And she said she was sure he would love to do this for the summer and could get his friends to do it. And then I saw them as they were driving by, and she stopped, or I stopped them, and I asked what he thought about it. And he didn't seem enthusiastic at all. So I don't know whether, you know, she may be able, she still has another son in high school, so she may still be able to find some high school volunteers who would do it for community service. So that's to come.
Okay, so we don't know if Owen's gonna do it.
Owen is probably not going to do it,
Okay,
but there may be she knows other high school students, and they're having a hard time finding community service projects. So
okay.
it's not dead, but it's not
Alive.
alive either. It's to come. Okay, here's where the guided tree walk was. It was fabulous, and I think we've already talked about it. Did you have something to
Yeah.
add on that, Gail? Or did you?
I just have down that Gail's gonna contact Jocelyn about another walk,
Can you
Okay.
say that again?
that you're gonna
Right.
contact Jocelyn about a fall walk.
Yes.
Possibly doing the next 50 feet on the parkway. Okay. She was very good at gauging what people wanted, because she was prepared to do, you know, move more quickly and look at more trees, but people were so interested in each tree as she spoke about it that we only did about 4 trees or 5 trees.
But that was enough. I mean, it was good.
It was great. It was really in depth. And, you know, people, yeah, I mean, we practically had to drive people away with a stick. They just wanted to keep hanging around asking questions. Next is just follow up on the cleanup, green up day. At my end over on the Parkway, it was really successful. A lot of people turned out to clean up, you know, pick up litter on the 2 creeks and the esplanade of the Parkway. How, Marlene, was it Marlene or Wendy? Wendy, you were the one who was in the at the park.
Yes, I was at the park with Ellen.
Ellen, how did that go?
I would say it went okay. The majority of people who showed up were really there to just get their instructions and go off and
Yeah, I think that
clean.
happened every year. Yeah.
And I think we need, if we're going to attend this event in the future, we need signage saying who we are,
Yeah, you're right.
which would be really nice. So, we had some people come over, and some kids, did the seeds, but it wasn't too many, but it was worth it to be there, to be a presence there, I would say.
Okay. I think you're right about needing a sign, though. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
We used to have flyers we handed out.
We had the flyers,
Oh, you
and
did.
we had the flyers about the tree walk,
Mhm.
and as well as the instructions about what to do with the seats. It was an incredibly windy day,
Cold,
so
yeah.
it was, it was hard to be down there.
Yeah, there's
just
no
because
shelter.
things were blowing away. We weren't so prepared for all the wind, but we managed. But I would definitely suggest that we make a sign or a banner or something to represent the tree committee.
Good idea. And there were photographs posted, unfortunately not of the tree committee, but there were of what went on for that day. If anyone is interested in looking at it, it's on the website and the link is in the agenda.
I would say there was a good turnout, that's for sure.
That's great. Yeah, I had heard early numbers like a few days before the cleanup. People who actually pre-registered was 170 as of about the Wednesday before, and I'm sure a lot
Wow.
of people showed up who had not pre-registered. I know that where I was, most of the people just wandered out of their houses and didn't bother to pre-register.
Uh-huh.
So, and we had quite a few people. So I would say it was a beautiful day. It may have been windy, but it was also
Yeah, it was a beautiful day.
very pretty and a good temperature.
Yeah.
So, Oh, update on the essential worker living tribute in Harbor Island Park, and it's some number greater than attachment 11. Oh, you've got it. Okay. So here is a drawing and a design of it. They've decided to, they've decided to plant 8 trees, 4 white oak and 4 tupelo. I recommended those. I researched both. They're both salt tolerant species, which is a rather important factor.
Yeah.
I think tupelo do really well with flooding. White oaks do okay with flooding, but tupelos do really well. And then there are also going to be 4 granite benches, which they describe in here. They represent 4 different groups of essential workers. And then there's a central sculptural compass is what they're thinking, I guess, of commissioning. And I think it'll be really pretty. Do you all have a sense of where it is? It's, okay.
And the location is near where a lot of trees came down, maybe during Sandy, just, you know, the wind was such that just a bunch of big mature trees toppled
So
down.
I'm glad it's being replanted then. It's nice to put up a grove though, because as they get older, their roots interlock and they
Yeah.
support each other. So,
Looks beautiful.
yeah, I think it's beautiful and it's a really nice idea. Be there, you know, it's one of those things that will get bigger and more beautiful and people will be more likely to go there as it gets shaded.
Yeah.
So I think it was a very, very creative idea on their part.
And it was nice that you all worked together.
It was really pleasant to do that. And I like that. And we also brought in the Conservancy, so they're behind it too. So it was a nice
Collaboration.
yeah, collaboration. Okay, Douglas Ptolemy, our author, the educational webinar is going to be October 14th at 7:00 p.m. I don't remember how much of this I told you last time. We're going to collaborate with the Mamaroneck Library. They're going to host it because they're good at this. And they will publicize to their list as well as the various groups we were planning to go out to. And I'm really excited about it. And they also,
Bev, is this
Robert-
confirmed with the library's partnership is
the library?
confirmed?
Yes, very definitely. I had a conference call with Linda, who is one of the librarians, and Robert, and we came up with this. I think we came up with a choice of dates, and this was the one that worked for Mr. Ptolemy.
And what was the name of the book, Beverly?
The most current one, and the one that it's sort of featuring, is called The Nature of Oaks.
Oh, okay.
In the Westchester Library System.
I'm sorry?
I just borrowed it from the Westchester
Oh.
Library System. I believe they have several copies.
Yeah, it's a great book. It's great. I'm ready to read it again. Oh, and so they were also talking about other ways to sort of stimulate buzz about it, as it were. One idea, which I think is a really good one, is to contact the 2 high schools and their environmental science teachers, and perhaps this spring, so that they can, if they want to, sort of pair their students or give them summer reading or something that might interest them more in trees and oak trees in particular, and perhaps interest them in coming to hear him speak. He's a very good speaker. He's a professor at the University of Delaware, so he has a nice manner and he's a good teacher.
I wonder if the Sheldrake Environmental Center would consider including this in one of their like e-newsletters.
Oh, good idea.
Wendy, would you be willing to find out from Jen Keith if they would be willing to do that?
Sure.
Maybe we could even, could we list them as a partner in this effort?
I don't know. Are there any
In
rules
this
about that,
event?
Nora?
I'm sorry?
I don't know why not.
I don't know why not either.
Yeah. And then there's also,
I would tell Robert before we lose, I would,
Yeah.
he's the one that knows.
Wendy, can you check with Robert and Janito to see if Sheldrake could sort of be like an official partner in this?
Yeah, oh, okay. Yep. Let me make a
And-
note.
And we have also the Rye Nature Conservancy and the Rye Nature Center. I'm sorry, the Rye Nature Center and Rye Marshlands Conservancy.
Well, it's just the marshlands, but that's a
Well,
count.
there's the nature preserve like down the road a bit and across the street.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, so I'm wondering if, they have email distribution that we want to
It's a good idea.
share with, and the Weinberg Nature Center.
I don't even know that one. Where's that one?
That one, Weinberg Nature Center, is on Old Mamaroneck Road. If you're coming from the village, it's just before you get to the hutch. They're on the right side. If you go on their trail, it connects with Saxon Woods Park.
Interesting. I never
Beautiful.
heard of that
Yeah, we
one.
have to go hiking there sometime, Bev.
Yeah,
And everybody's welcome to come.
yeah. We'll have an outdoor
Sure.
together.
Yeah.
Anyway, those are all really good ideas. And the other idea that we talked about, or that came up maybe after our conference call, that they thought was a great idea, was a book discussion group on this book led by me, since I've read it cover to cover, and it's sort of go around waving it like some evangelist.
I love it. I think that's a great idea, Bev.
Okay, well, I said,
Yeah.
so you all come, read the book and come and have some
Mhm.
intelligent things to say.
Maybe it could be like recommended reading prior to Talony
Yeah.
speaking.
Yeah, definitely. But the
Yeah.
idea was to do it prior so that people would be interested and also knowledgeable.
And maybe the library would like to promote that also as a.
I think the library wants to sponsor it,
Right, but I mean, they could promote that like a summer read, they always do like a summer reading recommendation.
Okay.
I don't know if they want to do that, but just a thought.
Well, if they do I don't know how all that works.
Yeah,
Anyway, I said I'd do that. I'm not gonna do all these other things.
Well, I know that when they do the community feed, they have extra copies of the book. So I imagine they will have extra copies of the book in anticipation of this talk.
that's great.
And actually, I hope, in fact, if we do the book discussion, I'm going to try and weave into it his two other books that I've read that are fabulous. The first one came out about 2005 or 7. It's called Bringing Nature. I recommend all of them to you, all of you. Bringing Nature Home, which was when I first I first really understood about the food web and native species and, eating native plants. And it's a really seminal work, I think. And then more recently, he wrote one called, I don't have it down here. I think it's called Nature's Best Hope, which is us. So anyway, they're all great books. He's really a very, very, very good writer and knows his material really well. So I recommend them all, but particularly I recommend The Nature of Oaks, and sign up for the book discussion group.
Bev, can I stop sharing my screen?
No, there are a couple more. There's one or two more.
Okay.
New business. One of these was what was referred to under correspondence. Con Edison removing a large healthy village tree at Andrews Street. Yeah. What happened here was that the assistant building inspector, I believe, saw that someone was starting to cut the limbs off the tree, which, with one of the chippers standing by. and stopped the work, or Jerry gave them a stop work, and Jerry went over to find out who was doing it. And it turned out it was Con Ed, but they did not have the correct paperwork. So we have no authority over Con Ed, so they took the tree down.
It says here that they have legal freedom when it comes to power lines.
They got to bury those lines. Oh, that's what I said here. Yeah, there was this whole thing. They got to bury those lines.
They won't. It's expensive. They're just not.
Well,
gonna
that's what
do
they
it.
say. They've never shown me any numbers, and I've asked for them.
I have a question about pruning that's unrelated. Can I ask it?
Yes.
So, we had this big tree that the limbs came down last year. And
Yeah.
it damaged a tree that had been planted maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And last year the tree it didn't look good before this happened in August. I think it was overwhelmed by the other tree, but now it's looking pretty good. But it's
Getting
been
light.
topped. So there's it's never going to look like a pointy tree because there's two of the branches, the upwards
Yeah.
branches have been topped, but there's a couple of other branches that need to be trimmed. And of course, now that I know I can't trim a street tree, I'm
Yes.
like, what do we do about it? I think that might be I think that, I know enough that I can't trim a street tree,
Yeah.
but I think maybe we want to, figure out a way of advertising what people can do and what citizen pruners are.
That's so important. That
Yeah.
is so important. And is this some kind of pruning that you could reach just standing and reaching, or?
Yeah,
would you-
probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
Citizen pruners can only work on things they can reach, but
Right.
Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
go climbing in ladders or
maybe you
Yeah.
don't use-
something like that.
But I'm just saying, I
Yeah.
used to work for a nonprofit. I was the director of a nonprofit in Manhattan, and it was the Upper East Side Historic District. And we had these block watchers. And if you noticed work that was going on in that district, and there was no certificate of appropriateness from Landmarks Committee, there was a central number to call, and then someone from Landmarks would come out and look. And I'm wondering whether people who notice that there might be a street tree that needs pruning could have an email address or something to
Good idea.
call, which might make people just more aware of what the tree committee does.
It's a really good idea.
It's excellent. Yeah.
I don't, my own notes are not saying what you said very well, but at least maybe
I can try to write it down for you.
that would be helpful, because I think it's a great idea. Getting pruning. Yeah, I think that a lot of the damage that is done to street trees is done by people who, first of all, the trees haven't been limbed up as they should be, so they're often obstructing
Mhm.
sidewalks or parking. And second, people don't know they're not supposed to do it. They don't know how to get it fixed if there is a problem. So I think that's really good idea.
Well, I have to say the tree. Last year, my across the street neighbor and I were like, "This isn't going to make it. Can this tree be saved?"
Yeah.
It looks so awful. But I think now that it gets more light because this
Yeah.
big tree is gone,
Yeah,
and maybe it's getting who knows what. It looks better, but it just has these branches
It
that
could be
probably
that-
were damaged when
yeah,
it fell. So I think it would be good to educate people about that.
Yeah.
great. And, it sounds as if the tree is young enough that maybe it's possible to correct it so that it really will,
Hmm.
have a nice long life now that it's got some sun.
And Nora, can you email me about it? I'm interested to come take a
Yeah,
look.
I'll take
If
you some
could email me a
pictures, yeah.
reminder. That would be great.
Yep.
Your address, or whether the address of the tree.
The tree's address, right? The tree's
Yes.
address. Because I think people don't know what to do and they just take it
They
into their
don't.
own hands.
Yeah, you're right. Westchester Tree Canopy Initiative, this came up last time, but nothing, yeah, it was very interesting, but it's mainly being done with Larchmont. And I said I would love to be part of it, and I haven't heard anything else from them. Arts Council has another idea. They're really full of ideas now. And they're interested in trees now, which is really interesting. They are planning, in fact, it's already, the first steps have been taken. They want to put a garden with benches, again, they like benches, surrounded by small flowering trees in front of the police station. it did involve removing a tall spruce, I guess it's there, some kind of evergreen that, I mean, I've been very aware of. In fact, Ed and I pruned the lower limbs because they were dead several years ago. And Jerry said the tree's really not doing well anyway. So they've taken that out. There are 2 large maples there. My first response was, could we put large trees instead of small flowering ones?
I'm a little confused about what we're looking at, what
This
the
is,
area.
okay, you're looking at the police station.
Oh,
The
okay.
library,
Street
the
park.
library is to your left. You're
Yeah.
facing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this the police station's parking lot?
Well, it's,
Oh, that's
yeah,
just-
it's public parking. It's meter
Oh,
park.
this is okay, it's just kind of distorted
Right.
from the camera. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay,
those
the
are
conical,
spaces you'd park at to go to the library.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, when their parking lot is full.
right. That's the courthouse up towards the right in the back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Um,
So
That
what,
center conical tree has now
Uh-huh.
been taken down. There are 2 large
Oh.
maples on, yeah, I know.
that's really a shame because that was like the only green there all winter long.
Well,
I always feel like we need more evergreens because it's just, there's no
Sure.
color,
yeah,
no color for half the year.
but you can't walk under evergreens has always been my, the shade is just, maybe when we've got canopy back, we've only got like 22% canopy in the village. So we need canopy and then we can do color. But anyway, they've taken it down and they're going to plant small flowering trees and a garden with benches there.
Why did they choose small flowering trees instead of a large shade tree to lower the temperature?
I asked that question and Jerry responded saying that those 2 maples that you see
Mhm.
are actually, occupy a lot of space. And there's
I
not
know.
really enough room to put other large at maturity shade trees there.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, yeah.
More
2
cherries. Okay.
Okay.
This is actually a donation from
Oh.
the family of Mary Louise Cox, the poet
Oh.
laureate, who died in February, and her family is making this donation. And I think they're talking about having a child-friendly sculpture there too. There are 2 sculptures that were installed by the Arts Council years ago. So the idea is it's a little sitting place to contemplate and to think.
Read your library books.
Read your library books, that's right.
Hmm.
Read your poetry books.
Read about oak trees.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
that'd be a pretty good way to advertise your talk. Have somebody reading the book on the bench.
That is a good idea. That is a good idea.
Is that the last attachment?
Wait, Arts Council, there seems to be an attachment showing that. Is there a drawing on that? Yeah. Oh no, it's just the email, sorry. Okay, the last item that I have is not here as an attachment and it's easy to bring up. I sent it around today. So it's in your email and it's, the village posted it, but this is something that I wanted to, it came up with, has to do with guidelines for pruning. And I had a conversation with George Prufus and I wanted to pass this along. Because it's very controversial when you read as to when people should or should not prune. And some people, like in Mangones, they say they prune all year long. But a lot of places on the internet say, are very strict about it. So I asked George what he thought. And he gave me these guidelines. And since he's New York State Forester, we have to have an authority of some sort. I pass them on to you. Flowering trees after they bloom, which is like right now, which is what you're doing, late May and June. Nothing should be pruned in early to mid fall or late winter to early spring. In other words, when trees are starting to go dormant or when they're starting to come out of dormancy. Winter is probably the ideal. Oak should only be pruned when in the winter when they're dormant. And the reason for that is that whenever you prune, you're creating a wound. And there's in particular one pathogen that has come into our area called oak wilt disease, I think. And it can kill a mature oak tree in 2 weeks. And
Really?
yeah, and it's airborne. So if it gets to an open wound and the tree is living, that's a problem. So, we just want to be careful about that.
So
And
can
then-
you know how some of the newly planted trees have all kinds of little leaves leafing out along the trunks of the trees?
Yeah,
So if there was an oak tree doing that, would you leave that alone for now, or could you pull off those little growths?
that's an interesting question. I didn't ask him. I would think that's not a very big wound, but I think maybe we should
Yeah.
just leave the oaks alone.
Okay.
I don't see that that's, I mean, usually when I see that on trees, I just brush them off.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't see how, anyway, I'm not an authority, but
Yeah. Wondering,
yeah, we certainly don't want them turning into limbs, but maybe
maybe we leave them till it's
we
cooler.
should just be very careful with our oaks because we really
Okay.
like them. And then George's statement was, it's kind of okay to prune other trees in the summer. So you use your judgment. And he said it's always okay to prune dead wood, no matter what. So, because that's actually a vector for
Mhm.
diseases to come in all on its own. So, that's his advice, guidelines for pruning. But I was really pleased, Gail, to see you taking care of the flowering trees right now, which is exactly the right time. So, and that is all I have. The next meeting date, so we're going to try Thursday. Is moving to Thursday going to be okay with everybody?
I'm gonna look
Yeah.
at the calendar.
It's
So
okay for me. Marlene, is it okay for you?
And Sean says that's okay. So that would be June, what, 24th?
Marlene, you're muted. Will Thursdays work for you?
Yes.
Great.
Okay, and Sean says that's okay.
Thursday, June 24th, yeah.
Can I just mention one thing before we end the meeting?
Yes.
I was in the North Shore Farms parking lot,
Mhm.
and they've got off of Mamaroneck Avenue
Okay.
by the new CV, well, it's not so new anymore, the CVS and the
Yeah.
Chipotle. They have, looks like they have at least 4 trees that they must have planted last year when they opened that don't look like they're making it. They look dead.
They probably didn't
I
want.
saw those. They're
They
dead.
probably didn't water them. Yeah.
Probably
So,
gators. Yeah, and there's all that asphalt, so there's not a
Yes.
whole lot of space for them to get
I think
water.
that's something that you should bring up with Jerry.
okay.
Because I don't know for a fact, but they probably had to do some plantings as part of their site plan approval.
Yeah.
So there's an obligation for them to maintain them.
Okay, I'll mention it to him. I
And,
would just
they
wanted
want
to,
to too, because they don't want dead trees. I mean, that's not very appealing
no,
to their customers.
Okay.
Yeah, and that parking lot really gets very hot, so
yeah.
Yeah.
it would be beneficial for them to have trees.
Yeah. Okay. Sean's got something. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, a couple notes here. Ladies and gentlemen, mostly just ladies because I think I'm a gentleman. And there's a good app my daughter just got in the phone. It's called Seek, S-E-E-K.
Yeah.
I pointed out a leaf and tell you exactly whether it's poplar or swamp oak, et cetera, et cetera. It's tremendous.
You know what? That's so interesting that you're saying that, Sean, because Jocelyn recommended the same app at
Yeah.
the tree walk. So it's really, it's good. It's
It's a
good.
great app. It's a great app.
It's free. It works very, very well. It's exciting. It'll even tell you if it's a squirrel or a dog or a Homo sapien. So
Really?
the next thing I want to bring up, please, is on Hunter and Henry, on Hunter Street, on the corner of Henry. The address is 1502 Henry. Someone planted a bare root cherry, and it should have been a large, massive swamp maple because there's not a wire in sight. Just wondering why that was planted there. I don't know if anybody knows about.
It was one of the bare roots that just went in.
I believe it's funny because I just noticed something. Someone stuck it there or whatever. It was a lazy move because
Yeah, I'll go back and look at my notes because I'm the one that drew up the list.
1502 Henry Avenue.
Yeah, I've
on
got that
Hunter-
written
on
down.
Hunter on the addition, corner.
Oh, it's 1502 Henry on Hunter. Okay,
Yeah,
Henry on Hunter.
Corner of Hunter.
on Hunter,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I mean, we can move it. You're right. If
Too
it's,
late. If it's in wintertime, that cherry should be able to be replaced with a, or at least sometime down the road, we could dig it up and put another big tree in. But anyway, I think it's a bad waste of space, but anyway, especially over
Yeah.
there with her.
no, I understand that. I think it was a mistake if that's what I did. So
Yeah.
we can fix it.
Okay.
Cherry planted.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I have to sign off now.
So why don't we,
I'm done.
You
it's a,
still have a quorum without me.
no, but wait, Sean, you said you're finished?
I'm done, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else have anything?
Nope.
No.
Okay. It's 8:36 then. Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Sean,
Motion.
okay, second. Sean moved.
Second.
Wendy seconds. All in favor?
Yeah.
Favor.
Aye. Thank you,
Aye.
everyone, for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Deb.
you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
I'll send
Good
Sally
night.
a note. I'll send Sally a note about the change in date, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, alrighty, bye.
Make sure
Good
she,
night.
Robert, he,
Yes, I know, okay.
right.